everyone, and welcome to another episode of the UVL 90-Day Challenge. And today we are on day 45. So we completed halfway of our challenge today. So that's amazing. It's been a long journey, isn't it, Patsy?
Yes, a long journey indeed.
Yes. Okay, so let's first introduce ourselves. So, hi everyone, my name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but I currently reside in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry and I'm also a proud digital business owner.
And now my name is Patsy. I am the face of the Facebook business page. Um, I am mother of. Originally I'm from Brunei. Now I'm residing in um, Alberta, Canada, and I am um, a mother of four and grandmother of nine. And I'm a proud digital business owner.
Thank you, Patsy. Okay, so what is the topic for today?
Topic for today is UVL 90 Day Challenge Day 45 of 90 Day. Topic is offer tips for building strong parent-child relationship.
Yes, that's correct. So that's what we're going to be talking today. So let's start with the first point.
Prioritize quality time over quantity.
Yes, we kind of touched a little bit of this in previous lives. But yeah, so when we're talking about prioritize quality time over quantity, uh, we want to make sure that, we, even, we have a busy schedule. We make time to focus solely on your child or your kids if you have more than one without distractions from work. Okay, so for example, like a daily 30-minute play session or a bedtime story or sorry, or a weekly family movie night. So you want to make sure that it's not that you are with them the entire day. You want to make sure that the time that you spend with them, it's valuable, that they're really gonna feel that connection with you. So that's what it means by prioritize quality time over quantity. So this is, dedicate undivided attention. So the full 100% focus is on them. The second point about that is making routine activities special. Okay. So you want to make sure that you turn everyday moments, like meals or school pickups, into opportunities to make that connection with your kid. Okay. Or your children's. So make something, like to create that special moment. Also, you can ask, for example, um, I don't know if you have any funny questions or sharing highlights of the day during those moments. Like sometimes, the kids will have any funny stories from school, or something excited that they saw at school and they share it. So you can have those moments, to share with your kids, um, to ask them every time, when you see them, anything fun today, any highlights of the day. So yeah, so you make that connection with them. So you want to make sure that you have that quality time. Sorry, my internet's not that great. My apologies to that. Okay, so let's go to the second point.
Second point is communicate openly and regularly.
Okay, so this one, we want to make sure that you want to encourage, open dialogue with your kids. Okay, so you want to create that safe space where your kids feels comfortable sharing their thoughts and emotions. Okay, um, so you want to create that connection with your kid. Um, so, for example, you can use prompts like, "What's this thing that happened today?" So that way, they're gonna feel comfortable to start talking to you, um, and you're gonna create that connection with them. So that's one. a way, you can encourage open dialogue. The other one will be, sharing your work in simple terms. So, you can explain your business to them, and why it's important in a way that they can understand. Um, so my dad always say, I remember when I used to be little, um, that they have to come down to the same level of a kid when it comes to talking to them. So that's, like explaining about the business, um, that's the same thing, like make sure that, you explain in a language that they are able to understand what your business is about, and why it's important. So that way you also create that communication with them, and they understand, about your business, and they make that connection with you too. Okay. So the other thing I want to mention is, by you doing that, you also are making them feel included, and they understand why you might be busy sometimes. So that creates, because it's important, to have that communication. Communication is very important when it comes to relationships. So you want to make sure that you have that communication with your kids, so they understand uh, what, when you're on your doing your business, and then they understand that you might not be available during those times. Okay, so let's go to the next point.
Involve the kids in age appropriate tasks.
Yeah, so depending, what age your kids are, you can start teaching them about responsibilities, so you can assign them, a small task related to the online business. For example, like organizing supplies or brainstorming ideas, you know, especially for ideas, kids have so many imagination. So you can take take their ideas, because they're so creative. um so also, you can foster teamwork by working together. You create that teamwork, and they feel included, that they are contributing to also to the business, and they feel value. So that way too, because they are part of it too. And the other point I want to say is turn it into learning opportunity. you know this is also good learning for them, because they are doing, um, by doing your business activities. You can teach them, problem solving, creativity, and time management. So they are also learning those kind of things, that they will help them, in their current life, and also, as they grow. So for example, you can explain to them, how to set goals and how to manage their time. Um, so those are things that you can involve your kids, and at the same time, you can give them responsibilities, and they can also turn as a learning opportunity for them. Okay, so the next question, next point,
Set
sorry.
the next one is set boundaries between work and family time.
Yeah, this one we also touched it on a previous live. You want to make sure that you set boundaries between work and family time. So in order to do that, you need to establish clear work hours. So you're going to let your children know that when you're working, you won't be available to them. Okay. Um, but, you can also make some signs for them that says, for example, working time on the door. So you're working, right now it's working. Um, the other thing that we mentioned on previous one is created a work designated area. So when they see you in that area, they understand that you are also working on the business. So that's another one that I want to add to that. Um, so yeah, so when you work, so by setting boundaries, you will let them know, when you're working. So those are the hours that when you're working, and when you are available for them. So they will know those hours, and and that way they will understand. You also want to make you want to create a ritual for transitioning. Okay, so have a routine that signals the end of your workday and the start of family time, like a walk or a quick game, that will make that transition. So that way you make it a little bit fun, and you make those connections with your family, your kids. Okay, so that's the next point.
Be a role model.
Yes.
Yes.
So you want to make sure that you are a role model to them, and this is one of the things that when we talk about leaving a legacy. I didn't see it that way before until I guess actually mention it. Like leaving a legacy to your future generation. It's just showing like how are you able to do achieve things, by being perseverant, that kind of stuff. But let's go back to this point. So be a role model. So here you want to demonstrate that you have patience and resilience. Okay. So you want to show how you handle stress, and challenge those positively, to teach them how to cope, to teach them, the skills to be able to cope with that. Um, so, kids are small, but they are watching. And the little ones, they usually try to imitate what you do. So you want to make sure that you are a role model for them, and do teach them good things. Um, so the other thing is you want to be able to share stories of how you overcome obstacles in your business and how to inspire them. So this is one of the things that I mentioned, from the guest, that when she was saying, leaving a legacy to their future generations, how even at her age, she was able to accomplish things that she never thought, so that they become like an inspiration to their future generations, showing them um that if grandma was capable of doing that at her age, I can do it too. So you want to make sure that you are a role model for them. The other one is model self-care. You want to make sure that you prioritize your well-being to set an example of maintaining balance and health. Okay. um, so teach kids that taking breaks is just as important as working hard. So that way, they're not gonna feel like overwhelmed or stressed. So that way they will learn, how to create that balance in their life. Okay, so let's go to the next point.
Celebrate achievements together.
Yeah, we cannot touch this one too on the other previous lives. So yeah, you want to make sure that you celebrate achievements together, by acknowledge their efforts. So you can celebrate their success, like school achievements or personal milestone, to show your involvement in their lives, show that you really are paying attention to those milestones that they're uh, achieving, and celebrate it with them. You also want to be able to share your wins too. Okay, so let them know about your business milestones and how their support contribute to your success. So we go back to what we just previously touched, of making them part of your business. So when you celebrate that milestone, they're gonna be happy because they're part of that. They contributed to that business milestone. So, for example, when you finish a project that you were working for your business, then you can do something fun for the weekend. So that way, you're sharing your wins of accomplish something, and now you're celebrating that. Okay, so let's go to the next point.
Create family goals and tradition.
Yes. Also, we touched this on the previous one. Yeah, you want to make sure that you share goals. You set share goals. Okay, so you're working towards something as a family. Like saving for a trip, or completing a fun project together, you know. So that will be one of the like one of the things that about creating family goals. When it comes to traditions, we want to maintain traditions, okay? So we want to make sure that you have regular traditions. For example, when my brother used to live here in Vancouver, we usually, have Christmas here. We celebrate Christmas in my place, and then New Year's Eve it was celebrated in his place. So those are the traditions, that we have. So you want to make sure that you create those regular family traditions. So another example will be, for example, like Sunday breakfast or monthly outings. You want to create those lasting memories and strengthen bonds together. So make sure that you have some of those in your uh, family journey. Okay, so the next point.
Be present in the little moments.
Yes. So these ones are very important. This is what we call, being there for the milestones. Yeah, this is what an online business allow you to be present for those milestones. So especially now, that Christmas comes, there's so many school events that they have, for Christmas. They're singing Christmas carol and they have those little presentation at school. So you want to make sure that you show up for their interests, what they like. So their school events, their games, if they're playing, they like to play sports or they like to perform. You want to make sure that you are there for them. You are actively engaging in their hobbies. That shows that you're supporting them. Okay, so they know that okay, the mom and dad are supporting me of what I do. So you want to make sure that even if a few minutes of showing interest can have a big impact on your connection with them, um, and they usually check, to see if their families is around um, watching them. So make sure that you don't miss any of those milestones for them. The other thing that I want to say, practice active listening. Okay. So when your child speaks, when they love to talk. So make sure that you pay attention to them, full attention to show that their thoughts matter. So they feel, like, okay, mom and dad they listen to what I say. So that, so they feel um understood. They feel like they have someone to talk to, and that's why you want to make sure that you listen to them, because if you listen to them, you create that connection, that bond with them. Okay.
Handle conflicts with empathy.
So yeah, so you want to make sure that you handle conflicts with empathy. So when we talk about that, we want to talk about, stay calm during disagreements. Okay. So when you approach the conflicts, you need to approach it in with our understanding, okay, instead of a frustration. Especially, when work is a stress, when work stress is involved. So um if you have some if you're stressed because of your work, take a break, take breathe, and make sure that when you um approach those conflicts, you're not frustrated, you don't have that stress. Because many times if you are in that stress situation and you don't become calm, you might say things or you might act in a way that you're going to hurt your loved ones or the person that you're talking to. So you want to make sure that you stay calm, okay? And try to calm down, breathe. That's one of the things that help you to release that stress, that frustration. You also want to be able to teach conflict resolution, okay? So you want to be able to show to them, how to resolve issues respectfully and collaboratively. Yeah. So you want to be able to know how to deal with that, and how they can, resolve the issues in a proper way. Okay. The next point.
Encourage independence while staying supportive.
Yes. I am 100% on this one. Yeah, encourage independence while staying supported. Yes, you want to be able to teach your the kids, problem solving skills. You want to be able to encourage them try to solving issues on their own. Okay, but let them know that you're always there to help them. So you are gonna let them try, but you're still watching them. But that's how they are able to find solutions on their own. And it's good when you start this at a young age, because that way they start becoming more independent. Sometimes, as a parent, we try to overprotect our kids, and that's not a good thing. So let them be independent. Of course, you're going to be there to watch them, but let them be, try. The other thing, you want to be able to celebrate their autonomy, support their choices and interests, even if they're different from yours. So that way, they start learning about uh, themselves, what they like and what they don't like. So support them, celebrate that autonomy. And our lastly point. Um, okay, so um, now we have concluded to our uh, the rest of the end of the life. I hope that all these points and tips that we have give you, it will help you in your journey with your family and the business and work. um, so let me ask you something, if you can put it in the comments. um, what's one thing that would you would do to strengthen your relationship with your kids? Another question would be, how do you balance parenting and running your business? I'm just curious, for those parents that are running the business, how do you balance parenting and running your business? Okay. Um, so yeah, so if you guys, I hope so, all these tips that we gave were were good for you, and you can implement them. I don't know the exact word. Sorry. Sometimes my English not my first language, so but yeah, I hope so that these points and these tips that we gave you, will help you in your journey with the business and with your family. Um, okay, so what is the next topic for tomorrow, Patsy?
Tomorrow topic day 46 topic is encourage parents to share their triumphs.
Yes, so tomorrow we're gonna be talking about encouraging parents to share their triumphs. So that's gonna be the topic for tomorrow. So tomorrow we're gonna start the second half of our 90 days live challenge. So that's amazing. So yeah, so that's the topic for tomorrow. So if you guys wanna learn how you can earn online, you can register in the website that appears on the screen with your first with your name and email address. And we send you that invitation to watch the webinar. Today we have our webinar, live webinar at 5 p.m. So it has already started. But if you want to catch the replay, you can register in the websites that appear on the screen, and then we can send you the replay link of today's live webinar. So you can watch it at your own pace and at your own comfort. So yeah, so when you register in our website, it's just to learn, how our business plan works, and then to hear some testimonials of members of our community. You're not joining the business; it's just information for you, and you also get invited to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information. Um, if you guys want to follow us on our Facebook business page, there or up on the screen on the top, you can follow us and get to know us a little bit more, and also get to know the content that we put on, and more information about the online business opportunity that we are doing. So saying that, we want to thank all our viewers and all our followers. And for those watching the replay, thank you so much. Let us know in your comments where you're watching from, and also Let us know if you have any questions or if you have tips from the topic from today. Yeah, so feel free to leave us any comments and we are welcome to answer and see them. So thank you for all your emojis and all your comments. And until the next episode of the UVL 90 Day Challenge. Thank you, everyone, for watching and have a nice and blessed evening, Tuesday evening, or Wednesday morning for some part of the other world. Thank you, everyone, and see you tomorrow.